I believe every business should do a climate risk assessment, whether they have to report on their sustainability or not. For me, it's just a common business sense to make a company successful. And today I want to share with you the method that I am using, especially useful for small and medium-sized companies, or if you don't want to do the full sustainability program and just start with something for the company. There are 3 reasons why I think this method is the best method to find out about the climate risk for your company, and then there's 1 reason why I think it isn't. But to be clear, I think you still should use the method anyhow. But first, which method am I talking about? I like to use the risk assessment of the TCFD Framework to work along and to find out about the climate risk of a company. And the first reason why I like to use this method is because I think it's very relevant in the industry. The TCFD standard has been developed by the Task Force for Climate-Related Financial Disclosure, and it has been included in many reporting standards worldwide. And then there's the second reason why I like to use this method. And that is simply because it's easy to use. They've done a lot of work for me, which I don't have to think about. And that already leads me to the third reason why I like the method, and that's the good coverage of all the topics that are relevant. They are looking into all the potential risks that could arise from climate change or from any climate topic. The main focus is on financial impact on the company. Unfortunately, this will also lead me to the 1 reason that I see against the method, but I will explain that later after I've shown you the example of the table. Then it will be easier to understand. For this method I'm explaining, I'm not following the full TCFD standard. I want to focus today on the generation of the risk assessment table, which I believe is one of the best things you can do, especially for small and medium-sized companies, to be ready for the things that will come in the future. It is also helping to explain to management why these topics are important, because they see the direct impact on the business. Now coming to optional step 1. If you already have a risk assessment for the company, including all the potential risks, that will help you and will feed into the next steps. If you don't have, you can just follow the standard and it will guide you. Step 2 would be then to familiarize yourself with the TCFD standard itself. So read the guidance document to understand it better. Also, it helps if you can find additional industry resources. Usually it's quite well linked. And then step 3 is a fun step, because I then ask AI to help me doing the first table. And I ask it to create a TCFD risk assessment table for a company that I describe, similar to the one that I want to assess. And this will already give me some results. I found out that Perplexity works very well for this task specifically, because it also gives me nice links to additional pages that I could look into. And then ChatGPT is also working well for it. Basically, I get very similar results with both. I get back some quite generic answers from AI, but what I can do is to use the table already and work into it. My step 4 then would be to look at competitors' examples, just to make it easier. Some of the stuff that they are writing will be very relevant to my company as well. Step 5 then is to really fill in this table. And I like to involve other experts from within the company. So I usually like to include a few experts on each topic where I see a fit, and then we do the assessment together. Then after setting up the whole table in a first draft, rechecking internally will help to get it confirmed or to change some stuff on it. A potential next step then would be to calculate different climate scenarios. However, I think that's going too far for now, and for small and medium-sized companies, this is not the method to start the process. This is more advanced. And now to the reason why I think the TCFD risk assessment table is maybe not the best method you could use, and that is because it is focusing basically only on financial impact on the company. It is not focusing on the impact the company has on the world.